What is up, team? All right, sorry for the absence after that brutal loss from UConn. Listen, I had to work at 3:30 in the morning, and after that heartbreak, I couldn't sit in front of a fucking camera and talk to you guys about how disappointing it was. And then wait for that fucking disappointing video to upload, for me to upload it and just listen to you guys complain alongside with me. That's a tough one. And luckily, the team didn't sit and sulk and worry about that tough UConn loss. They got back to work and they got a big, much-needed victory today against Georgetown. The hated Hoyas, all right? 88-69, won by 19 points, was up by as much as 20 points in the second half. Let that lead dwindle rather quickly with some sloppy play. Both Champagny and Posh off the court. Georgetown took advantage of an 18-5 run over 4 minutes, closed the gap to 7 points. And then from there, we put the foot back on the gas and closed them out. But for the most part, we were in control. We did what we had to do. Our two best players had absolutely great games. Our third best player had a really good game, and the rest of the guys did enough to contribute to a solid win. But a Big East win, that's what you want to talk about, right? That's an important thing to do, is to win the games you're supposed to win. And St. John's, for the most part, has done that this year, with the exception of the Pittsburgh game without Julian. They've won the games they're supposed to win, and they have been competitive in the games that they've lost. At Providence, at UConn, at Indiana, 3 games against 3 quality teams. Didn't come out on top. That's what you need to do. All right, everything else is just, moral victories, but they had chances to win those games. So our team is showing they are able to compete with the good teams. They are taking strides and showing that they're able to win games against those teams. And today they did what they were supposed to do and putting their foot down against an inferior opponent and picking up a win, getting to 2-2 in the Big East. All right, so they're 500. They're tied for 5th in the Big East. They go to Creighton on Wednesday. Then they have the back-to-back games against Seton Hall. Then they play Villanova. So a tough 4-game stretch coming up. I look at it as great opportunities to get wins against quality teams. All 4 of those games, are winnable if we play our best games. Also, we know they're losable if we don't bring our A game and we show up less than, qualified to take on good, solid Big East teams. Especially Creighton on the road is never easy. They have a great crowd. Shoot the lights out. I think our physicality and our athleticism is a good matchup for them. But on their home court, anything can happen. Seton Hall is a huge team. They've got depth, experience, a lot of older guys on their team. They've played well throughout the season. They're in a little bit of a skid, but they're playing tough competition. Of course, we're going to get them coming off a little tough stretch, so who knows if that plays to our benefit or their benefit. We just got to worry about our own game. But let's talk a little bit more about today's game against Georgetown, all right? Sorry for that harangue there, okay? But tonight, St. John shot 52% from the field. They were 30 for 58 from the field. Georgetown, on the other hand, was 24 for 61, an abysmal 39% from the field. So we won the shot game. All right, we were getting good looks at the basket. We were forcing some tough looks from them, although we did give up some open threes as the game went on. I think that was a little bit by design. Georgetown, a big physical team, usually likes to work the ball inside, so we were taking that away. They were 9 for 26 from 3 for 35%, which is, pretty good, but pretty average this day and age in college basketball. Us, on the other hand, a little bit more selective. We were 7 for 18, 39%. That's a really good percentage. I like that number. Somewhere within that 18 to 22 threes a game, I think is what we should be looking to do. We should continue to try to get the ball inside the paint, get Champ getting some good looks that aren't just perimeter jumpers. Today, he only took 2 threes. He was 0 for 2. Still managed to have 25 points. Shows you the type of scorer he is. Shows you that we were looking to get him going in other ways, which is a good sign. Offensive rebounds, that was one negative that we had, especially early on in the game. It helped Georgetown stick around in the first half. We gave up 18 offensive rebounds to Georgetown, and we got rebounded 39 to 32 overall. And that's with them shooting really, poorly from the field. So you'd think we would have many more opportunities to pick up rebounds on our end. But Georgetown out-rebounded us. Soriano was in foul trouble. He wasn't able to play many minutes. And although I thought Stanley and Wheeler did a pretty good job being active defensively, they weren't gobbling up boards. Champ is always a really solid rebounder. He picked up 7, and then Posh and Wusu chipped in. This team kind of reminds me of Lavin's first team in terms of rebounding. We got our guards and our wings helping out, and our big guys are just doing their best to put bodies on guys and allowing our guards to come in. But Posh, Wusu, Mathis, Champagny, those guys are all plus rebounders for their size, but still, when it comes down to battling against bigs, you need your bigs to be in there and finishing off possessions for you. We did a good job not turning it over tonight, only 10 turnovers. Posh and Wusu combined for only 3 turnovers, and they combined for 14 assists, so a great night from them, distributing, taking care of the basketball. We forced 21 turnovers, so our press is beginning to look a little bit better as the season goes on. As Smith gets more acclimated to getting back in the rotation, I think that will help with the pressure where we can put on in the backcourt, just giving those guys an extra rest. Hopefully Pinzone too eventually can come back. Who knows with him? Coburn got a couple minutes tonight, some meaningful minutes. He didn't really do much, but at least he got his feet back out there. He didn't hurt us. That's good to see. Hopefully, as the season goes on, he can get more and more comfortable and hit a 3 or 2 in big spots. That'd be a great addition to our sometimes lackluster perimeter offense. Speaking of perimeter offense, tonight Wusu was 4 for 5 from 3. You take that away, and the rest of the team was 3 for 13 from 3. All right, so not a great night from 3 from everyone else, but Wusu 4 for 5. That makes him brings him to 43% on the season. So he's been a really good spot up shooter and a guy who can has to be defended on the perimeter. And his all around game has improved greatly, and he's really solidified himself, in my opinion, as clearly the 3rd best player on the team. And he had another really good performance tonight: 17 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 6 for 8 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3. The one downfall was he was only 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Got to shore that up. He should be living at the line. Can't believe he didn't get 1 free throw out of all those drives against UConn. But my opinion is he keeps driving. I know we will differ on that, some people, and that's fine. Posh, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, only 1 turnover, 6 steals, 6 rebounds. I mean, the guy was everywhere. Most impressively might have been the fact that he only took 4 shots. He did have 10 free throws, so some of those shots weren't, they don't count those shots when you fouled out the rim, but still 9 for 10 from the free throw line, 4 for 4 from the field, extremely efficient, did a little bit of everything, was just everywhere on the court. Type of game that, you don't realize he's putting together such a good game until all those stats kind of trickle up and add up at the end of the game. And wow, 6 rebounds, 6 steals, and 7 assists, only 1 turnover. Just a great performance. Maybe his best game overall of the season. Champagny, a quiet 25 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals. Didn't hit a 3, so he was 9 for 20 from the field, 7 for 9 from the free throw line. Good to see him finding his stroke a little bit more from the free throw line. As a team, we were 21 and 29 from the free throw line, so that's our 2nd game in a row shooting upwards of 70%. I mean, 72.4 isn't fantastic, but it's, a step in the right direction. We outshot Georgetown from the free throw line. We outshot UConn from the free throw line, so that is a positive. What else? We had 13 steals. That's good. We want to get out and force turnovers and try to create some points that way, because we struggle, scoring in the half court from time to time, finding easy baskets. That's a way for us to create some points. I thought once we were able to, create turnovers, we did a better job tonight scoring in transition. A couple of highlight plays. That one steal, that pass from Posh to Wusu to Champ for the and-1. There was the alley-oop to Champ. There was a couple other situations where we really took advantage. Mathis had a few nice finishes on the break, and that's really where he thrives, out in transition. So us taking advantage of those turnovers we were able to create, that's something we got to continue to do. It'll be a big part of our success if we are able to have success moving forward. Some negatives I thought were the offensive rebounding early, like I said. Some open threes we gave up throughout the game. Giving up 9 threes to Georgetown, 35%. It's not the end of the world, but some of them were wide open, and they did help them creep back into the game. Like I mentioned, who knows if that's by design, giving up the perimeter a little bit, forcing them away from the paint. But still, even if it is by design, it should never be designed to give them a wide open 3. All right. You can concede a little bit, but there's a difference between limiting their looks inside and allowing for some shots from the perimeter, and just missing communication, missing your whatever your assignment was, and then allowing for a wide open three at a crucial juncture in the second half. Like there was that one play when Posh got beat on the press, and then Woo-Soo wasn't there on the help for the shot. It looked like he was going to pull the drive away, but when they dished to the corner, no one was sprinting out to help out, and it was a wide open three. Georgetown hit it. We had to call a timeout, and I think that was right when they got to 7 points, and from there we made the adjustments. But still, it'll be better if we don't have to make those adjustments. We just do them from the start. Positives, the assists, obviously the passing's getting much better. Posh and Woo-Soo leading the way. Both those guys are real capable passers. Both those guys doing it in different ways. Posh had that really nice driving kick to Woo-Soo today early in the first half. Woo-Soo, when he drives, he doesn't have the opportunity to dish to himself. Posh being the 25% three-point shooter that he is, unfortunately, and Mathis not being a great three-point shooter either. When Woo-Soo drives, his options are limited on the perimeter, but he's very good at finding the big. Today he found Soriano earlier on the drive and dish on the baseline. Soriano wasn't able to finish. He had another driving pass to Wheeler, who was able to finish. A nice dip off to Mathis on the break. Good passing from those guys overall. The 22 assists is just a really good number on 30 baskets. That's awesome. Smith, he looked a little bit better in his minutes today. I want to see Smith continue to get more minutes. I think his offense potential is something that will help us. I know he struggled shooting throughout the year, but he hit 2 threes today. I think he's looked more comfortable shooting. Wheeler had 10 points. He didn't have a great shooting night. He was 3 for 11 from the field. In 27 minutes, only had 1 rebound. He did have 2 assists, 2 steals. Doesn't show any blocks, but he definitely contested a few at the rim. I think him and Stanley both blocked that 1 shot. 10 points, so third consecutive game in double figures. I will take the production. The efficiency's got to get better. I wish he didn't have to go 1 for 5 from 3 to realize, we don't need him shooting all those shots. He did, with that said, was coming in this game over 40% from 3 on limited looks. That's limited looks. All right, the 3 for 3 against UConn is going to help the percentage. He hit some against Providence. That's going to help the percentage. I don't want him falling in love with it. The energy, the athleticism on the press, the activity, that's all good stuff. When you take a 3 in the flow of the offense, that's fine. But 1 for 5, you got to know better. If you're 2 for 4, then maybe let the 5th one rip. If you're 3 for 4, let that 5th one rip. But if you're 1 for 4, that 5th one better be wide open. I don't think he should be at the point where he's taking 5 shots and only making 1 from deep. He's proven in 3+ years he's not that type of 3-point shooter. With that said, his activity, his athleticism can be a game changer for us. So I hope he continues to play well. Him and Smith off the bench give us some options. I think Stanley's defense off the bench has been much better these last few games. His post defense is a good asset to us. I think it's much better than Wheeler at the 5. I'd rather see him than NY. And then Soriano just hasn't been able to stay on the court. So Soriano and Stanley kind of platooning the 5. I think we'll be at our best when Soriano's able to play close to 20 minutes, upwards of that, hopefully. But he just hasn't been able to do it. Whether it's foul trouble or can't keep up with the flow of the game. But I think at our best will be him making that 5 spot, and then Stanley getting those backup minutes and really being an asset defensively, and hopefully the offense comes along. He missed that 1 putback today, but I thought his activity was good. He had that turnover. Look, he's a freshman big. He's got to get comfortable out there. So he had that turnover, and he sprinted his ass back, and he got the ball right back. So that's what you want to see. No more turnovers after that. That was good. He had some good plays around the rim defensively. He's a little bit undersized to be guarding big 5s, but he works his ass off, and he fronts guys good, and he really makes him work for it. So I thought that was good minutes from Stanley. He played 18 minutes. Coburn played 10. Smith played 12. Hopefully those 2 guys can continue to get more comfortable, Smith especially, and become part of the rotation going forward. Good to see the press getting a little bit better, going to it a little bit more. And I think overall we're heading in the right direction. But good things are coming. I still believe that. I think, for the most part, we're right where we have to be to still be competitive the rest of the season. We would have loved to pick up any of those 3 wins I mentioned, the Indiana, especially the Pittsburgh game. But, that's a game without Julian, and that's a real stinker, and that one hurts the most. in terms of a blemish on the resume, but the Providence game, the UConn game, the Indiana game, that shows what we're capable of. Any one of those 3 wins, if we get one of those 3 wins on the road, our resume looks so much better. We didn't get them. That's just how it is, but it shows what we're capable of doing. We got to make sure we pick off one of these next 3 ones, hopefully 2 of them, okay, and then hold serve at home against Seton Hall. So if you pick off this Creighton win on the road, you're at 3-2 in the conference. You'll be at 11-5 overall. You'll have a quad 1 game. I think that'll still be considered a quad 1 win at Creighton. So you check off a lot of boxes and you're heading in the right direction. Then you start moving the momentum meter in the right direction. You start picking up wins, and it's a snowball effect. But it starts with the one we just had. Hopefully it continues with the second one on Wednesday. But thank you guys for tuning in. Please reach out if you disagree. If you agree, I'm all ears. You're not going to offend me. Trust me, this is about an open discussion about St. John's basketball. That's why I do this. I value all your guys' opinions. I think I know what I'm talking about. I think a lot of you guys know what you're talking about. We don't always have to agree. That's what makes this work. Twitter makes that hard because you're just listening to people type on keyboards, and people oftentimes want to be, argumentative. They want to believe you don't want to agree with them. They want to believe you're not willing to concede. It's not the case. All right. So let's have some discussions. Please, give me a rate, review, subscribe on YouTube. Let's get those numbers up. For Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, this has been Pat Kane. Peace.